And yet another West Mercia Police Constable, or rather now ex-West Mercia Police Constable after he resigned, Samuel Sneade. He faced a misconduct hearing this week after he was arrested last year in October for common assault in an incident which took place in Shrewsbury town centre. Granted, he was off duty at the time and he was drunk, but as we hear all too often, police constable is never off duty. Sneade was suspended from duty at the time of the offence and he accepted a caution for the assault. A misconduct hearing was held this week to determine whether he had breached the standards expected of him. Well, on Thursday the 1st of June this year, it was determined by the misconduct panel that Sammy Boy had in fact breached the standards of professional behaviour. To be fair, although I think as plod he should have known better, getting into a drunken ruck with someone isn't exactly the end of the world, even for police. And I would have expected the panel to simply find him guilty of misconduct and be done with it. But no. Surprisingly, the panel found that he had committed gross misconduct to a level that warranted dismissal if he was still serving. And I'm not going to complain about that outcome, but I would have thought a simple drunken brawl, which doesn't mention anyone being injured in the information that I have seen so far, wouldn't necessarily reach the threshold for a dismissal. Unless, of course, they have found gross misconduct because he had already resigned, and it makes no real difference to them or him, but makes a difference to the general public. By which I mean, the more people hear that plod are being dismissed over gross misconduct, the more it seems the police are doing something about bad apples, and most members of the general public will simply hear that he's been dismissed, rather than the fact he had resigned prior to being dismissed. But still, I suppose I shouldn't really make it sound like I have an issue with their finding. Chief Constable Pippa Mills, who chaired the hearing, said, "We are determined to rid West Mercia Police of those whose behaviour does not uphold our professional standards of behaviour, whether they are on or off duty. Samuel Sneade fully understands the challenges of being a police officer and the difficulties officers face on a daily basis, yet he showed complete disregard for his colleagues. The public should have confidence that we will continue to root out those intent on bringing the police service into disrepute." Obviously, lots of word salad straight from the Chief Constable's pocket-sized book of bullshit platitudes. Apparently, due to the panel finding Sneade guilty of gross misconduct, they have also added him to the barred list. It's a natural thing to do, but I've sat here many times thinking to myself, why haven't they added a person to the College of Policing's barred list that I've reported on for far, far more serious misconduct offences? Again, I think this is probably a tactic to make the general public assume that more is being done than actually is, and until I see something to prove otherwise, I will continue to have that belief that police will take advantage of police resigning to hand down harsh outcomes, whereas many who haven't resigned are handed far softer outcomes.